a duffel bag is one of the most practical and useful things that you can sew. You can use it for weekend trips, going to the gym if that's what you're into, packing for a retreat, or anywhere else that you might need to go. Hi, I'm Shelly, and I'm a quilter, a long armer, a bag maker, and I am your #1 cheerleader when it comes to sewing bags. In this video, I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the Doable Duffel, this bad boy right here. I'll be showing you its features, and I'll be walking you through all of the fabric and the hardware requirements. My hope is that by the end of the video, you'll be feeling excited and like you are capable of sewing a doable duffel, even if you've never sewn a zipper before. Because I promise, yes, you really can do this. The Doable Duffel is a nice, roomy duffel bag. It measures 17.5 inches long by 10 inches deep by 11.5 inches tall. And while you'll probably want to check with your own airline's regulations, I can tell you that I have brought this several times on airplanes, on different airlines, as a carry-on bag. It's nice and roomy and it will fit all kinds of stuff. I personally like to pack heavy, and it fits everything that I need and more for an extended weekend. That includes things like my clothes, and I live in Canada, so I need bulky sweaters, some shoes, my toiletries, which include my extensive skincare routine, a journal, an e-reader, and some electronic devices like my iPad and charger. Let's talk about the pockets on the Doable Duffel. There are 4 exterior pockets. There's one large exterior slip pocket on the front of the bag that would fit something like a book or an iPad. There are 2 slip pockets on each end of the bag that are a little bit smaller than the front pocket, and there's one zippered pocket on the front where you could put your cell phone or other valuables, something that you wanted to stash away and be able to securely zip while you're on the go. The large zipper on the top of the bag wraps around the 2 sides and has 2 large zipper pulls. That makes it really easy to open the bag nice and wide and access all of the interior contents. Inside the bag, you'll find one large zippered pocket that covers the entire back wall of the Doable Duffel. This is a great pocket for hiding things that you wouldn't necessarily want everybody to see if you were to open up your bag in a crowded area or in a room with other people. My friend Sarah likes to call this the underwear bag. There are handles on the front and back of the bag for carrying it in your hands, and there's also a long adjustable strap for carrying it on your shoulder. I don't know if you can tell, but my love language is practicality, and this bag is super practical. It does everything I need. I designed it so that it would have all the pockets and all the zippers exactly where I needed it to be, and I think it turned out really well. So what do you need to actually make this bag? Well, for the exterior, you're going to need 1 yard of fabric. You'll need 1 yard of fabric for the lining fabric, or, this is important, 1¼ yards if you are sending it to a long armer. That will give them enough room to actually load this on their machine and still be able to stitch out the entire 1 yard of your exterior fabric. When it comes to the interior fabric, I tend to use quilting cotton that is light in color because I find it makes it a lot easier to find what's on the inside of the bag. If I make a bag with a black interior, it's going to be harder to find things on the inside of the bag. For the interior pocket, you'll need 1/2 yard. For the bindings, both on the exterior and on the interior of the bag, you'll need 3/4 yard. And I would 100% recommend that you use quilting cotton for this specifically, because you're going to need to wrap this binding around some thick layers and then sew through it. So you don't want to pick something that is thick. Stick with quilting cotton and you'll be very happy that you did. For the stabilizer, which is the stuff that goes between the exterior fabric and the interior fabric, kind of like batting that you would use in a quilt, you have choices for this option. You could either use quilt batting, which works totally fine. I pick anything that I have on hand, so I might use 80/20 or cotton or bamboo or whatever I have that I've just got an extra chunk of batting of, and I only use 1 layer. Or you could use a foam product like Soft and Stable or Pellon Flex Foam. Those 2 foam products are definitely going to give the bag more body, and it's going to stand up more on its own and hold its shape more. The only con of that is that when you go to pack this bag down, I tend to just smush mine and shove them in a cupboard. The ones that use foam on the stabilizer tend to take up more room. And then finally, you're going to need some interfacing. you'll need an 18 by 27 inch piece of fusible, lightweight woven interfacing, such as Pellon SF101 or something similar. And what that's going to do is add some body to the quilting cotton that you're going to use on your interior pockets. It's just going to make them a little bit more stiff and so a little bit more stable. Here's where we get to add a little bit of bling to the bag. And this was something that was all new to me as a new bag maker, but this was the part that made me the most excited to try these new products. Let's start with the webbing. You'll need 5 yards of 1.5 inch wide webbing. I like to use pre-finished webbing, meaning stuff that just looks pretty when you buy it off the roll. And I like to use either cotton or a poly cotton blend. You're going to want something that is going to be durable, but will still feel nice in your hand when you're holding your bag. Now let's talk about zippers, which some people tell me they find scary, but I promise they're not scary. You just maybe haven't tried them yet. For the zippers, you'll need 2 30-inch handbag zippers, or you could use 57 inches of zippers by the yard. So why do I recommend handbag zippers? That is because these zippers have nice wide zipper tape, which is going to make sewing them into a bag a treat. If you've ever tried to work with a really narrow zipper, it's not fun. So the wider the zipper tape, the easier it is, and we want to push the easy button for this project. These zippers also have nice large zipper pulls, which makes it really easy to actually grab them and pull them across. And you want to make sure that the zippers you're buying have nylon teeth. That means that you can easily cut them with either scissors or a rotary cutter. And you'll want to stay away from zippers that have metal teeth or plastic teeth because those are just a recipe for disaster and a bunch of broken needles. And nobody wants that. For the hardware, you'll need 2 1.5 inch triangle rings. You'll also need 2 1.5 inch swivel snap hooks and 1 1.5 inch slider. These are the little bits and bobs that are going to help you make the adjustable carrying strap. And if you've never worked with them before, I promise you it's a snap and you're actually going to feel really proud of yourself when you use these products and put them in a bag, and then you can stand back and look and say, I made that. I'm telling you right now that you can do this, I promise. If you've never worked with hardware or webbing or zippers before, all of this is learnable. If you're a confident or energetic or excited beginner, I feel like the pattern alone is going to be just fine for you. There's lots of diagrams and lots of explanations to walk you through each and every step. Plus, wherever there's kind of tricky stuff, I made a supplemental YouTube video that you can access from the pattern. Never sewn a zipper before? No worries. If you can sew a straight line, you can insert a zipper. However, if you'd like some more guidance and you want someone to show you exactly what to do at each step in the process, you'll want to check out my online course called Duffel Master. I'll link to it in the description below, but it's basically like having a sewing buddy, you know, me, sitting next to you in your sewing room, showing you exactly what to do each and every step of the way. So no matter your experience or confidence level, you definitely can do this. Just like in sewing a quilt, in bag making, having the right tools is going to make this job a lot easier and a lot more pleasant for you. So let me show you the few items that I think are really going to make a big difference in how much fun and how easy it is for you to make this bag. Quilter's binding clips are going to help you at every step of the process. The more, the merrier. Some large craft scissors will help you cut through all of the layers easily. You probably have something in your toolkit already that will work well for this job, but if not, use this as an opportunity to go ahead and treat yourself to those gorgeous shears that you've been lusting after for a while now. You'll need a temporary marking tool, kind of like this Sewline air erasing pen or this Sewline water erasing pen. If you prefer to use something like chalk or a pencil, or you have some other method that you like to use for marking, just go ahead and stick with that. A larger sewing machine needle, like a size 90 or a size 100, is going to make sewing through all of these thick layers much easier, and it's really going to reduce the incidence of broken needles. So invest in just a couple of dollars worth of needles and you'll be much happier. There are several steps in the Doable Duffel making process where I recommend using school glue. You don't need a brand name, but I do recommend getting a washable kind. That way you'll never know it's there, and if you ever do wash your bag, it'll completely disappear. So just go ahead and grab some at the dollar store the next time that you're out on your errands run. If you've never used one before, prepare to have your world rocked by a stiletto. It's a tool to help you keep the fabric in place as you guide it through the machine. This one from By Annie's which is the same people who make the zippers that I recommend, and Soft and Stable, is made out of a lightweight wood, has a nice flat side so it's never going to roll off your desk, and is an indispensable tool for me now. I literally don't think I could make a bag without one at this point. You can find the fabric at your favorite online or local quilt shop, and I've included some links in the description below to some shops across North America that carry things like webbing and hardware and all the tools that you'll need. If you want to make things really easy on yourself, you can click the link in the description below, which will bring you right over to the Doable Duffel bundle. That's a kit that I sell in my online shop, shipping out of Manitoba, Canada. With that kit, you'll pick up everything that you need to make the Doable Duffel, minus the fabric, because I'm assuming you already have that. And I also sell things like the tools. So if you need some larger needles, or you want to try out a stiletto or one of the pens I was mentioning, you can also pick those up in my shop. And that's it. I hope you found this walkthrough of the Doable Duffel encouraging and that you feel ready and excited to tackle this cute and super practical bag. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And until then, I'm wishing you happy bag making, and I'll see you in the next video.